Hey Mia, thank you so much for coming on Let Me Talk podcast today.
Thank you so much for having me, Zoe. I'm so excited. My first in-person podcast.
I'm so excited to have you here. You don't understand. I'm watching Big Brother and I'm like, hey, we need this girl on the pod. I'm already strategizing. I'm like, I don't know how I'm going to get you on the podcast.
Oh my God.
You are so like attentive to your DMs. I love it.
Yes, I love to answer all my DMs. So anyone out there sending me DMs, I will respond to you. I
You're
promise.
like, I've got you. I'm going to do it. No,
yeah.
that's so exciting because when you responded, I'm like, this is so easy. Like, because sometimes it can be very hard or you have to go through managers and that's hard.
Bit of a mission.
Yes, it's a bit of a mission, like going through managers and stuff because like you don't know if they're actually telling the talent if they want to come on. But I was so glad that you said yes.
Yes, of
So
course.
excited.
Thank you for having me.
Well, we start off with a rapid fire.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Hit
And
me
we're
with
good
the
with rapid fires.
So yes, I'm learning how to be more concise. So yes, hit me with it.
No, honestly, if you need to do long-winded answers, go
Yeah,
ahead. I
thank
love to have a rapid fire and then the question leads into something.
Okay.
So we're good. We're
Yes,
good.
that is me. Long-winded is
Yeah. Well, the
Sums
first
me up.
question is, who's, I guess, your favorite entertainer and why? Like,
Oh my God. Can I
if
just
you have one,
Can I
be
just say
anyone.
from the cast of
Yes,
Big Brother? 'Cause
for sure.
At the moment, I hang out with Abs the most, and she's
Yeah.
such an entertainer. She's got such high energy, and she also
well, she's a musician.
She's a musician.
So we're good. Yeah,
So she's my favorite entertainer. I've been getting into her music as well. So it would have to be Abiola.
I love that. I love the support.
Yes.
It's like family.
Yeah,
I love
we really,
that.
yeah.
The next one is favorite reality TV show
Oh my God. Other than Big Brother?
other than Big Brother.
Ooh, I've got to say, I'm a sucker for like the dating shows.
Yeah.
So I love watching, The Bachelor, Bachelorette, but this year it's been the Golden Bachelor. And I think it's been one of the best seasons because it's really seeing like the women supporting each other and lifting each other up and sharing their stories.
Probably a lot more mature and like
Yes.
they don't need
Yeah.
to compete.
But it doesn't matter what age you are watching the show, I can really kind of like resonate with these women.
That's so good. I love that. I didn't watch The Golden Bachelor, but I'm so excited for the American one, The Bachelorette.
Oh my
Because
God.
Taylor from Secret Lives of Mormon Wives is on it. So
Oh,
I'm like,
okay.
she's like the girl.
Oh, that's so cool.
I'm like, I love the Mormon Wives. I'm
Yeah.
like, freaking get me into that.
Yeah,
All
I
of
haven't
that.
seen it, but everyone's telling me to watch it, so
you
I will watch
need
that
to.
next. Yeah.
You'll binge it and then you'll be like, what did I just watch?
Yes.
Like, that's what it's like. It's just like, what did I just watch? Because it's a bunch of like girls in like their mid-20s,
Yeah.
kids, some are divorced, and it's like they've lived like a whole life
Oh my God.
and they're only like 23, 24.
Wow.
It's crazy.
So
Some are a
doesn't-
little bit older, but a lot of them are
Just
like,
a life experience like in your 20s. That's
yeah.
so that's
and
so
I'm like
crazy.
here 30 being like, what time do I need to eat breakfast at this point?
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know.
Me too. Never been in a relationship, but yeah.
Yeah, well, neither have I. girl.
Yeah.
Neither have I.
It's fun
why
being
It's like,
single.
am I going to apply for maths? I don't know at this point. I'm
Please do,
stressing.
please do. I'm thinking about it.
But you're 23.
Yeah,
like,
I
you're
know,
so
I know,
young.
but, like, still, I think I'm a relationship girly. Yeah.
You feel it. You
I
feel
feel
it.
like, yeah. I think I see my parents, they've been married for, 34 years.
That's
so,
incredible.
and they were like, met when they were really young. They were next door neighbors. So I'm kind of like craving that sort of love story.
That's such a
Yeah.
perfect love story.
Yeah.
Neighbours is so easy
Right?
as well. You're like,
The whole friends to lovers thing, like, yeah, that is
you're
just,
just like, why
yeah.
can't you get that?
Yes!
Instead you're on Hinge being like, I'm
Right.
going to rip my hair out.
Yes, exactly.
It's crazy. The next one is, this one's funny.
Okay.
Vinny's eviction or Ed's eviction? Which one would you have preferred if you were to go out that
Oh,
way?
as in, if I were in their position,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I think they're both as brutal as each other. I am such a Christmas person. So like if we were like the Jingle Bells are playing and then all of a sudden it's like, Mia, you've been evicted. I would be
Yeah.
like, oh no. And then with Ed's, like I'm super close with my family. So like to get that blind side of you're reading this and you're thinking it's from your
Yeah.
loved one and finally hearing their words and then you go. I think I would prefer Vinny's.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
But not as personal.
not as personal,
Not as
because I
personal,
think it
but
would be
still
gut-wrenching
stressful, yeah.
thinking, oh, this is such a lovely, sweet message from my family, and then all of a sudden, you're gone. Get out of this
But
house.
do you know if it was a full real fake letter? Because that
Oh.
was interesting. If half of it was like real and then Big Brother just added that.
I think it was altered. Yeah.
Okay.
So some of it was real, but then, Big Brother has
crazy.
to twist it because that's just, how it goes. So, yeah, very brutal.
And the last one is, when are you most inspired?
When am I most inspired? That's a really good question. I need a second to think of it. Honestly, being surrounded by my people, the people who really get me, like my family, my friends, when I'm doing things I'm really passionate about, like I study youth work. So when I'm volunteering, when I'm at uni learning things, that's when I feel most inspired. I am a very community-based person. So it really is, I feel inspired most when I'm talking to other people and socializing is when I feel most inspired.
That's amazing. I love that. I love that you do youth work as well. Are we still going to uni?
Yes, I'm halfway through my degree.
That's amazing.
Right before the show, I was finishing up my assignments, getting them all sorted. So I have a super normal life. It's probably crazy to some people, but I go to uni.
I mean, it's not crazy. It's good that you have that like normal life and people were able to relate to you.
Well, that's what I hope. So
you're not like a social media star to begin with.
No
way.
I mean? Big Brother was the first TV show I've ever applied for. So to get on was
a whirlwind.
Whirlwind, dream come true.
Who's little Mia? Where are we at? Like 5-year-old Mia? What's she like?
Oh my gosh, I think about her a lot, to be honest.
Yeah.
I think everything I do now is for little Mia. Because she was someone who was really shy, really reserved, someone who was scared to speak her mind, but had this quiet little confidence too. Like when I was in like kinder and primary school, I wouldn't be the person putting my hand up or causing too much of a fuss. I kind of felt like that really quiet girl. But when I was at home, I would be like super talkative and put on little performances for my family.
That. Honestly,
like
same. I feel sorry for them. Honestly.
Yeah, right.
You guys had to sit through that. Sorry.
Exactly right. Yeah. And I was that ultimate just that carefree energy.
Yeah.
Like I loved putting on little fashion shows for my family and like concerts. And I think I've really grown in confidence just like with my high school experiences and coming out of that and then doing some solo travel. And now like the confidence that I have now, it's like what I've always dreamed of having, to be honest.
When do you think was the moment where you found that confidence outside of home?
Yeah.
Because obviously you had the confidence in home, but obviously high school and primary school, it's difficult. It's difficult to navigate.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's not one moment. I think it's really built up over time and that resilience.
Yeah.
High school for me wasn't always the best experience. I dealt with bullying and the mean girls and really finding it hard to feel like I belong.
Yeah.
And that people understood me. And maybe always feeling too mature for my age.
Yeah.
So then people would not have that sort of similar perspective as me. But then coming out of high school and my journey just in life has not been linear. Actually, before I was studying youth work, I was studying nursing.
Wow.
Yeah. And then I was also volunteering at the same time. I was traveling. And when you're solo traveling, you really do learn so much about yourself because you have to just sit with yourself and your own feelings and really problem solved. So when I was overseas, that's when I was no, I've got this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to just call my family right and tell me how do I solve this because they can't help me. They're on the other side of the world.
Yeah, exactly.
So learning that you have to just rely on yourself and have that confidence of also I don't know what I'm doing right now, but I'll figure it out. That's when I
Did you live somewhere overseas or were you holidaying for an extended period?
Oh, so with so I was studying nursing, right? Let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah, let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Yeah, I love the DNM. So I was studying nursing and then I realized no, it's not for me. And I was also at the same time volunteering for a youth organisation and I was really enjoying it. And then that's when I was no, I'm going to switch. I want to do youth work instead. This dream might be ending, but doesn't mean I can't go after another one. So I thought I'm going to book flights to Paris.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'm just going to do it. That's my biggest dream.
I love it.
I'm okay, I'm just going to do it. So I solo traveled to Paris for 2 weeks. I just stayed at hostels, paid for everything on my own, planned an itinerary, and that was a life-changing experience for me. I think that's when, I think that's probably at the peak of when that sort of journey with confidence happened, because I was on the other side of the world and I was like, oh my God,
you kind of have to back yourself.
I had to back myself.
You just have to back yourself, because if you don't know, especially going somewhere where you have no one, like there's no one that you can kind of connect with and know or have known previously that like shares like a common culture kind of background with you or whatever it is, like another Australian. You have to back yourself.
Oh, definitely. And that's what I found. Like, you're in another country you've never been before, by yourself. You don't speak fluent French.
Yeah, literally.
I tried to Duolingo it, but like it wasn't very good. And I just realized, like, oh my God, no, I can do anything I set my mind to. Yeah. And I don't need someone to just like hold my hand through life and like whenever I have a problem, call someone. Like,
was it recently, or like did you do it like a few years ago?
This was a couple years ago. This was when I was
like super
not
young.
Last year, the year before. So when I was 21.
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
That's a good age.
Yeah, really.
Because I moved to LA when I was 23.
Okay, I'm 23 now.
And now I'm 30, so I'm on the later end. But I it was like the best thing. Like, it was stressful, and there were moments where I'm just like, what am I doing here? Or like moments where I'm like, is this like what is this about? Why am I like going through such a hard time in certain aspects of it? And then I got back and I was like, I have such a different perspective coming back to Australia now. And in Australia, there's such a stigma of like what you need to do on a certain, like the timeline is like essentially written for you when you leave school. Like, get a job, buy a house, have kids, whatever it is. Yeah. And then if you're different to that, it's really hard to see past that unless you're willing to like kind of step outside of Melbourne or just Australia as a whole and like go and adventure somewhere. Yeah. However long that is, whatever you do, even if it's just holidaying or whatever, experiencing the outside world is so important. Oh my God. I feel like the best time to do it is like in your 20s.
Yeah, and that speaks to me so much, because I just think that, there is this kind of expectation of what you should do by a certain age, and I've learnt that I can't keep comparing myself to other people.
Definitely
you're
not.
On your own journey.
100%. It's so important to not compare.
Oh, for sure.
I feel like, but being a creative like myself, like an actor, it's like so easy to compare. Like, why haven't I gotten this yet? Why haven't I gotten that yet? Like, what's this about? Right? Like, I'd be so grateful to get this. It's like always that. And then when you step outside and go overseas, wherever it is, you're like, holy shit. Like,
and that's the thing. Like
this is just big in itself. Doing that, going overseas and living there, it's like so big.
It completely changes your perspective because you're really stepping outside of your comfort zone. You're like, your comfortable like sort of environment and your home. So like so much growth.
Like, America's similar culture, but it's still different. Like there's still aspects of America where it's just not the same as Australia. But Paris, like, man, you got to learn a whole new language.
Oh my God, yes.
Figure out like
the European way. And I think it's like no matter what country or culture you're interacting with, there's obviously a certain way that you interact. And, I found that like, not everyone takes too kindly to, when you're really like overly friendly or smiling and all this.
Exactly. Especially I feel like in Paris, I'd be like, what's going on?
Yeah, because it's like when you're in inner city Melbourne and everyone's kind of focused on going where they're going or going to their job or whatever, so it's like everyone's kind of got.
But then you meet like someone in the suburbs and they're like keen to chat.
So everyone's different. So I won't hate on people who live in.
No, but I love it. I love that. You went outside of your comfort zone, because not a lot of people do that here. It's very hard to find people that are like willing to go outside of their comfort zone and change things.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's really easy to stick to what you know. Yeah. But if you really want to have like a full like mentality shift, you have to. Yeah, you have to
Definitely.
step outside of your comfort zone.
I think
for
so.
sure.
Let's talk Big Brother.
Yes, let's
Because,
get
like,
into it. That's
This
the
is crazy. It's crazy. I did say to you before the podcast that I did apply this year,
yes.
and I was so interested to know who was going to get on.
Yeah.
Because that's when you like, who would I vibe with? Like, it'd be very hard to like know, but I was straight away like, oh my God, I would totally vibe with Mia. Like,
Yeah. Oh God. What is it that you find that
I was
you
just like,
vibe
this
with?
girl
I'm
was
curious.
like, you had such an energy about you. As soon as you came on the stage and you were introduced, you had such a like, just a good energy and like you were just wanting to
nice.
talk. Like, but Big Brother is talking. So if you're gonna go on Big Brother and not talk, I'm just like, what are you doing?
Right?
This is very
I
hard.
am a yapper. Like, I know I talk too much and I love that about myself and I've really learned to embrace it. Because at times I've been
sure.
like, oh gosh, do I really need to be such an oversharer? But then I'm like, yeah, TMI is me.
No, you
like,
need
I'm a
to.
walking
But did
TMI.
you, like when you auditioned, did you say that straight away? Is that how
Yes.
you sold yourself?
Well, that's the thing. I was very open
Sold yourself
about.
sounds really intense, but
I don't know.
you know
that-
what I mean.
If it's that I had to say that, I think
Yeah.
it was just that I'm a talker. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I said it without having to say it explicitly. Like
Yeah.
it's just the way I
It's
am.
just the way
like
you
I think
were
that's
in the video
what
that you're
they
like-
would have picked up on. Yes.
Yeah. That's incredible. But so what was your process like? So do they do in-person auditions anymore? Or
I
is
will
it-
say yes. I did do an in-person
Yeah, yeah.
audition.
Nice.
So yeah, I think that's really the best way to gauge who someone is, right? When you're
Yeah.
really right in front of their face. And I will say, all I did was just talk about just so many random things, but also I didn't go in there being like, I'm going to say this and this and this. It was, I showed up that day and I just said what was in the moment. I talked about my morning. I talked about just my life.
Yeah. I love
Yeah.
that. Was it just like a one-on-one or like group?
No,
Because I know
this
they
was
used to do group ones.
Yeah.
Which is really interesting because it's like changed heaps.
Yeah.
now. But so it was just the producer.
was a one-on-one.
That's so less intimidating.
Yeah.
Which is all like I feel like do you like that or would you have preferred to kind of be in a group dynamic to see
Honestly,
everyone else?
I'm gonna say that I feel like it gave me the spotlight to really shine. I will say because it is harder because I do find when I am in a group setting, it can be hard to kind of really really showcase your personality. And I'm someone who feels like okay, I should just let other people speak. Like I think it's hard for me sometimes to command a space. I think it's I've a lot of
makes
times
sense.
in my life I've felt imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
So I think being able
Which I
to
don't know why. Like you should definitely not be feeling that.
I definitely do. Even still, I will admit, even still, I think it's just that, I will say, like, being like a queer woman of color, you do feel like you have to fight harder to get opportunities or to like be adequate enough. And I think I put that pressure on myself when people do see these amazing qualities in me.
Yeah.
It's just I need to back myself.
Yeah, and you need to believe that.
Yeah, and
you need to believe that it can be so hard.
Yeah, right.
It can honestly be so hard. And like,
I do have big moments of self-belief, but then we all have that voice inside our head that goes, but do I deserve this or should I be
100%.
here?
I feel like it's human to feel that. And then
Right.
like, if you can snap out of it and kind of like, I do deserve to be here.
Yeah.
But I understand that like peer dynamic of being in a group and, kind of going into yourself instead of like what you could do if you were just one-on-one with a person. But that's interesting. I'm so, because when I had Tahan on from like 2013 Big Brother.
Yeah.
And theirs was all group. Like a lot of theirs was just like, it was like, if you were in the house, who would you evict? And it'd be like a group people you've just met and you have to kind of choose that person or whoever it was straight away, which is crazy. But it's like,
I guess
it's
it
kind of
shows,
what
like-
you have to do in the house.
right.
You almost have to nominate someone the first week.
Yeah.
Which is freaking hard.
I think when you have a
do.
group, it like they want to see how you interact with people. So I get that. But I think with the solo audition, it really you get to really dive into who you are and your energy. So I think it's
almost
way to go.
so much more mysterious as well.
Yes,
Because the producers are like literally probably looking at photos. They know who they've spoken to or whatever, and like compiling the people that I think are gonna like either fight or like be like
I
just
know.
love
I would
each
love
other
to be
or
on the other
whatever.
side of it and seeing
Oh,
all
same.
of that.
I think
That's
it would be
so fun.
so interesting just to be a fly on the wall.
Yeah,
And like
right.
what they say and who they
Yeah,
vibe with.
yeah.
Because it's crazy.
Yeah. All I'll say is I think I did something. Well, I did something
you
right to
definitely
get
did
on there.
something
so I'm
right.
like-
Honestly, like
Yeah.
I think my video just sucked like in general. Like,
Yeah.
but I'm like, if I
Surely
apply
not.
again, I'll definitely put like a bit more effort into the video.
No, don't say
So
that.
I was like, I don't know. Like I've applied for like every year since I was like 18.
Okay.
Apart from like some of the Channel 7
Yeah.
ones, because I was like, I'm not going to win this. There's
Yeah.
no chance I'm going to even last one day. Like,
Yeah.
because it was like challenges. And like, yes, I can really get my mind to like stay long and the endurance,
Yeah.
but I don't think I was fit enough to go on the Channel 7 one. So I was like, no.
Oh my
I'd be
God, that's funny.
So I applied for one Channel 7 one, and that's the one where I got into like the first round.
Yeah.
I'm like, fuck, but I don't even know what I did to like get into the
But that's
first
the thing.
round.
I think you just have to fully lean into who you are and all your
Yeah.
quirks and your flaws.
I think
and
so
just lay
too.
it out.
I
That's
think
what
so too.
yeah.
You just essentially just got to like put it all on the table.
Yeah. I think
And
so.
not care.
Because I think, I left the room feeling like, no, I couldn't have done anything more.
Yeah.
And that's how I wanted to feel. I was like, yeah, you have to just fully be you.
Yeah, and essentially love
yeah.
yourself going in there. You
Yeah.
can't be like, oh, I'm
You
not
can't
good
get in your
here.
head about it.
You
and you
just
have to have
can't.
that, like, I will say I am a Delulu queen. Yes.
They need the unhinged
Yes,
people.
you need
but
to be no,
you
a
need
Delulu
to-
queen in that I'm just like that gives me
Yeah.
confidence. You have to have
Yeah.
some level of delusion to believe you can get on
Definitely.
a reality TV show that over 20,000 people have applied for. So I really believe in
Insane.
whole manifestations, horoscopes.
Same. I'm in the shower
the
manifesting
universe.
every day.
Yes,
I'm
right.
like, this
And
is
it's
my
right.
manifestation time. I don't need to, I
Yeah.
can't do it any time
Yeah.
else, so I need to do it there.
And it's really worked for me in life.
Yeah.
Definitely for the show.
I think some of my stuff has worked too.
right?
Truly,
Like,
like-
call me like a what is it? Like a green witch?
Yeah.
Call me a green witch.
No matter how like long it takes,
Yeah.
something happens
Yeah.
that
Yeah.
I've manifested.
Yeah.
I don't know how long it takes, but it
I
happens.
will say I don't believe in casting like love spells or like potions or anything
Yeah,
like that,
yeah.
but like the other stuff, like things that happen for a reason, that the
100%.
universe, if you give out a certain energy to the universe, I really do believe that, and like good karma. So yeah.
And you were meant to be on it. I feel like
Gosh,
they
thank
need
you.
an entertainment. You gave a lot of entertainment throughout the whole time. There was
Thank
actually
you.
one moment which was
I'm getting
so
like-
funny because I
Oh.
watched the live stream. It was so funny.
Yeah.
And I don't know exactly what happened because I caught like the end of it, and everyone
Yeah.
was like in the comments, and they were like telling you got up. You got up out of bed.
Yeah.
And I think you turned off the straightener. And I think it's because people in the live stream were like, the straightener's still on.
Yeah.
Which is freaking
Oh my God.
hilarious.
So I was concerned because at the time, like I was thinking like, Big Brother, you're going to get me in trouble with the housemates. They're trying to sleep because I was in the bathroom.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden I'm hearing Big Brother call me to go check on the straightener. And I was like, oh my gosh, what is happening? So I was confused. So like
So
coming out of the
hilarious.
house and hearing that people were worried on TikTok.
Yeah, everyone was like,
that's where it
guys,
came
they've
from.
left the straightener
Yeah,
on.
yeah. Because
It's like 4.K watching
Yeah.
and everyone's like,
yeah.
everyone's like, straightener's still on.
Because I thought Big Brother was messing with me.
Yeah, you were just like,
Trying to like
it's like a mission.
Yeah, yeah. And I'd like to keep everyone up. And like, I had do you know about my Zoomies in the house with the,
Zoomies.
oh my gosh.
Potentially,
Yeah.
remind me, because I'm like,
Okay,
I don't,
so,
there's so
like,
much footage.
Because I'm someone, in my daily life, I'm super busy. I keep
Yeah.
myself so busy. Like I've got work and uni and I go to the gym, I run. So like being in the house a lot of the time we're just, we're chilling. We're just chilling
Yeah.
by the pool. We're talking a lot. We're not burning too much energy, I feel. Like I could,
Yeah.
I need to be doing a lot. So at night I would get like a surge of energy and I'd be up. So I wouldn't want to keep everyone up. So that's when I would go to the bathroom and just literally just do some self-care.
No, that's amazing. I love that. And I love the phone call.
Yes.
The
Oh my
phone
God.
calls, honestly.
The phone call.
Fucking adore
Yes.
that.
Oh my
I
gosh.
adored that. I was
Yes.
like, this is so good. I'd I'd probably.
I'm
do the
glad
same
you
thing.
found that funny.
I was
Because,
like,
yeah.
Well, when you're bored out of your mind, like, what are you gonna do?
Yes, at the time in the house, I was being seen as crazy, bonkers. What's this girl doing? But
No, you're not bonkers.
Yeah, I thought.
Sorry, I'm just
I was having so much fun with it. I think when you're in there, right, like you're finding things to do.
Yeah.
And I love to tap into like pretending and imagination. And,
and
I'm very aware.
Like
and
a normal person.
Yes, and I find that for me it's very fun. And when you're in that house, you're kind of you're craving that familiarity of like your home life, your family. And with my sister, she's the person I go to when I need to talk about something. She's my best friend. Yeah. So when that moment where I pick up the phone, I'm just talking to her as if like if she was really on the other line, like what would I say to her?
Yeah.
And like that was to me like very comforting. And I think that's when I realized as well, like seeing the commentary on TikToks about it. And people messaging me, I've realized that with the neurodivergent community, they really like just took the things to like, she's just doing this to be comfortable and self-soothe. And that's something I want to look into more. I've thought about getting diagnosed with ADHD, but going into the house, I didn't realize how much like my brain would be so like amplified with emotions and everything. So I really think that people out there really understood, this girl's got a spicy brain.
Yeah, and I think that's what's weird is like from what I was gathering, like even just watching it and like seeing the comments, whatever, like everyone totally understood you on the outside.
Yeah.
Like everyone was like, we love Mia.
Yeah.
Like we get Mia. Like it was like, but for some reason, like I'm not saying everyone was like not understanding you in the house because I don't think that's necessarily true, but some people just weren't forgiving.
Yeah, and I will say in a
certain way, like when you did the phone call thing, or like when you wanted to talk about topics that are quite prevalent and relevant today, like that's what Big Brother's about. Yeah. Like, yes, it's maybe a little bit more woke now compared to back then. They were probably like talking about like, what their favorite color is back then. Yeah. But that's like a whole 20 years ago. Like we're in 2026 now. Back, no one was ever talking about mental health. No one was ever talking about like, pretty privilege, all that kind of stuff back then. No one even knew what that shit was. Like everyone was like,
that's what was interesting. Like being told I was being too woke, right? Like in my normal life, when I'm surrounded by my family and friends, it's very common and very normal for me to talk about a lot of different social issues. Yeah. And because I go to uni too, so we're having those conversations in class, so then being on the show and then people saying this is not the time and the place, I was like, this is the perfect time and place because we're being given a national audience. Yeah. We're being given, I've never had that in my life where I have an opportunity to talk to millions of people. Yeah. And
because you're talking to the other housemates, but you're actually essentially talking to the whole of Australia or whoever's watching. Yeah. Especially the live stream. They've never had that. They've never had a live stream reach, multiple different countries.
And that's the thing. I went on the show very much like, okay, this is going to be a house full of people from all across Australia. So we've got our own set of lived experience and who we are. And I really wanted to just learn about everyone, and I wanted people to have that mentality towards me too. And I think that's where I was naive because I just thought that would be received in a way.
Do you think some people were just like essentially playing the game a little bit and it was more coming from that side?
Probably,
like they didn't want to be like woke. They didn't want to be seen as woke because it may have been a disadvantage to them.
Maybe, because I think it's easier to lean into what you think mainstream Australia want to see. Yeah. Whereas I was going to be just like 100% like I'm going to say whatever I want to say. Yeah. Even if it is a bit, maybe it's going to be seen as controversial. At the time, I didn't think it would be controversial though. Yeah. I was just speaking on things that
and your opinion. You were giving your opinion, and I think with certain people, it was like we don't want to talk about this, like shutting your opinion down a little bit. But like obviously those people, without mentioning names, I don't want to mention names, but like
Let's not call them out.
not calling them out.
Yes,
but
no.
if they're listening to this, they might know it's them. But like certain people then were quick to change. They made that change and almost like followed in your footsteps a little bit, and we're a little bit like
I'm a trendsetter.
but do you know what I mean? I don't know if you got that.
Yes.
Like maybe rewatching it now, you're like, that person was quick to flip because maybe they were realizing that it was you were actually resonating with people, and the conversations that you were having, maybe their opinions were looking a little bit not great. Like,
and that's the thing, being on the show, I think you can't shy away from your opinions, right? Because my mentality is, I don't care like what side you sit on with anything. It's more that you just have to have the respect to listen and just you don't have to agree.
100%.
But just listen and just share perspective.
Yeah.
So it was never me trying to shove anything down anyone's throat or say, okay, I want you to believe this. It was literally like, I believe this.
Yeah.
Or this is what's going on in my life. How do you feel about it? Or like, what do you think about it?
And you were literally just trying to tell your experience and talk about your life.
Yeah.
Which is what what people need to know in order, like Australia needs to know as well, in order to like build a connection with you and like be able to either vote you in or vote you out. You can't just be mute on there. Like,
right? And I didn't realize like certain conversations were very like, I don't know, it was causing people to think like, why is she talking about this?
Yeah.
Because like for me, it's like a very normal thing to talk about, you know, my culture, my sexuality, my experiences as a woman.
Yeah.
In her, you know, in her 20s, just figuring herself out. And so I didn't realize it would be such a big deal to people. I was like confused. I was like, oh,
and mainly the men, I think, not as like much the girls.
Yes, I will say,
some of the guys were like, just weren't having it.
Yes.
But then they were the ones to flip. So I'm like,
really? Who do you?
Sus.
I'd love to hear your thoughts.
I mean, but if I get them on the pod, they might hate me.
But that's the thing that I think
true,
you could
but we can all,
I think you can follow up with them on it.
True. We can be like, what's happening here? I wanted to actually say something because it's been on my mind.
Yes.
And watching the show and reflecting, like, oh my God, this sounds like I really sit there and am fully in depth.
I love
with
that though.
Big
You're
Brother,
so invested.
I love Big
really
Brother.
appreciate it.
You don't understand. Like, I've been a fan since like I shouldn't have probably been watching it. Like, but I was gonna say, like, you and Holly.
Yeah.
I found you guys to be very similar people.
Right.
And I only was like, had this revelation. Like, I watched it after I watched it and everything like that. Saw all like, which is weird, like saw all the backlash that she got. You didn't get backlash from the public, I don't think.
Okay.
I feel like you got like a little bit unfairly treated in the house. I feel like she got unfairly treated both like in the house and a little bit outside of the house. But when people were watching the live stream, everyone who watched the live stream had actually like a complete opposite opinion of her. They were like, she's like really just a girl that is also neurospicy and is like just trying to tell her life story. And even though it's like big and she's gone through a lot of experiences and had like this completely like different life. Like she's a model. It's just a completely different world.
Yeah.
Like
for sure.
She just wanted to be like show that. And then maybe in some moments didn't word certain things right, but no one's like perfect. But I found like you guys were so similar.
I agree.
Like, I don't know if you realize
I agree.
that.
No, I do. That's the biggest realization out of the show, and I have let her know that I really find her relatable and resonate with her, because a lot of what we were feeling, how we were treated in the house, was how I felt.
Yeah.
And also, that neuro, spicy brain. I think we actually see eye to eye on a lot of things.
Yeah,
and she's very direct. She actually was saying things to my face, and same with me. If there was something that I didn't agree with, I would tell her.
Yeah. I felt like you guys were honest with each other.
We were
like
very
that,
honest
even
with each other.
Scene in like when you guys were in the pool,
Yeah.
and you were like saying like you haven't heard much about my story, and then
Yes.
she repeated everything.
Yes. And that was my moment where I was like, okay.
But I don't know if you watched that back. Have you watched that back
I have
yet?
watched that
'Cause,
back
like-
and realizing I needed to shift, because I think we had maybe I had a perception of her or she had a
Yeah.
perception of me, and we needed to sort of break down that and spend more time with each other and talk. So realizing that we're actually very similar in terms of feeling like, I can admit that I think I'm a very good listener, but then at times, because you're so overstimulated and you're around people 24/7, I would like zone out or just forget
For sure.
things
For sure.
or conversations, and you just go blank. And that was a moment I had with Holly when she asked me, oh, what about me? I just went blank, but then I got back to her in that conversation. It just took me a while.
Yeah.
But like that's the neurospicy.
Like I was like, and I'm like, you guys are so similar. It
We
just
are.
sucks that like
Yeah.
you maybe weren't able to realize that in the house, like from both ends. Like
Yeah. Oh,
she probably
definitely.
wasn't able to realize that, and then you weren't
Yeah.
able to realize that. So it caused like an unwanted like friction a little bit.
Yeah.
But like I don't
think
think
we
you
actually
guys
would've-
had the hardest time. Like
Yeah.
I think she had like there were other issues. I just felt like I felt bad for both of you guys because I was like, you're just there trying to be yourself. She's there trying to be
Yes.
herself. She has the issue of like just literally being a model, and Australia has freaking like tall poppy syndrome. So a lot of people don't get that. And
Yeah.
they're just like, oh, you're trying to be better than us. And I didn't think that. I didn't gather that she was trying to be better than certain people now. So I think she was just telling her experience.
Yeah, I think she was, right?
Really
And
bad
yeah,
rap.
Yeah. And I
And
think
same with you.
Yeah.
Like you were like, literally, this is what I've done in my life.
I
Like
know.
I've gone traveling. I've done all this. I work at Bunnings, and like I'm a freaking.
Yeah.
I'm doing amazing things, and that's how you literally presented yourself. And because you said like I'm like essentially doing amazing things, and you were happy and proud of
Yeah.
yourself, people were just like, dude, you're just being too full on. Like I don't get that.
And I think that's the thing with Holly and I we were just speaking about our own experiences, but we were misunderstood in that and misjudged. And, in hindsight, it's like, oh my God, we would have been besties in the house, right?
Yeah.
But I think we had some really great moments too, but I think we would have been closer knowing, like watching it back and being like, yeah, a lot of the feelings we're having are very similar, and like let's just like support each other in that. And also she didn't nominate me. She didn't nominate me.
didn't.
Like that. I don't know if it was the second.
No,
first
I don't
week if
think she did.
or she never did. But I definitely know. So
Maybe once.
maybe once, but the second week she didn't.
And you thought maybe she would have done the second week because of
yeah. And I
first
realized,
week?
oh my God, Holly, I'm so.
No, wait, but did you leave the second or the third week?
I left the second.
Okay, then she mustn't have.
Yeah, no. And I was like, wow, Holly, why was I gunning for you? I'm so sorry, girl. Oh my God. We actually could have been such
Has
allies.
she watched it back?
I'm
that
not
would
too
be
sure.
interesting.
I'm
Has
not
she
too
watched
sure,
that?
but I have told her that.
You're like, I
I have reached out to
you
her.
have
and
to though. What are you
we
gonna
have
say?
messaged and we're all part of a group chat as well.
Yeah.
But I have said to Holly, like, I find you so relatable. I said watching it back, and I really like connect with how you're feeling. And I just wish I could have seen that then. But I see it now.
But like that's a thing in hindsight. You obviously
it's
like
getting that bird's eye view, that outside perspective. I'm like, whoa, okay,
Yeah.
we're actually so similar. How do you think we're similar? Like, what do you see? I'm curious. On your
I
thoughts.
just saw two misunderstood people that
Right.
were literally like
I'm
fighting each other.
Yeah,
Like
for
yes,
no
you were
reason.
similar,
For
and like
no
you could
reason.
maybe understand the conflict.
Yes.
But you just weren't like you and Holly weren't able to see what the audience was seeing.
Yeah, no.
And I'm sure if you spoke to many people in the like public, they would probably say the same thing. Like
Yeah.
if they had that realization. So I only got that realization like after I watched it. And I was
Yeah.
like, and then when you were like, yeah, I'll come on the pod, I was like more thinking about your journey, obviously. And like I looked back on like certain episodes, but I was like, these two like such similar people,
Right?
Like you come from different walks of
Well,
life.
yeah,
Like
for
you're not
sure.
doing the same thing.
No.
Like you're not both like she's a model, you're in youth work, so it's different paths that you've been going through. But you both presented as really confident people and people that are just genuinely proud of themselves.
Yeah.
And they not to say that maybe in that moment with the other housemates, they kind of were thinking like we can't really back these people because we don't want them to be the popular ones or whatever it is. I think maybe that's where it was coming from, and a lot of game strategy in it.
Gameplay, yeah.
But it was just like there wasn't a lot of they weren't giving space to you guys.
Yeah, I think with Holly and I, we just wanted to feel really like listened to, accepted.
And this isn't everyone. Like some people were quite forgiving.
Yeah.
And like giving space to you guys but I think a lot of the time when you were to like say stuff about your life, it wasn't given the same ear as if someone else would.
And I would agree with you. And with Holly, coming out of the house and how I feel right now, like I'm such a big supporter of her. Yeah. And like I really just want to like lift her up.
She's literally just a girl.
She's just a girl. We're all just
girls. We're just like girls living our lives. Like, we just want to like have fun and just be proud of ourselves. Why can't you?
I think
women
she's
already
iconic.
get a hard rep, like in general.
Exactly.
And the thing is like I think like Australia just has a real hard time with supporting people that are in a space like modeling, even acting or filmmaking, whatever it is that are in that space. But then also like someone who just wants to talk and be honest.
Yeah.
And they don't want to have shitty conversations.
Right. But I think it's a whole thing of like Holly and I being such strong, confident, outspoken, very direct communicators. When a man says something, that's taken a very different way.
Definitely.
You know, there's double standards there. Of course, like as women, we're going to get scrutinized more.
Yeah.
And like I think coming out of the show, and this is to everyone in the cast, I think there's so much stuff out there online and so much commentary that I just feel like I just want to support everyone.
Oh,
and
definitely.
I just want to have that kind of love and respect and like I get it, you know.
Because I think some people in the house, like I would imagine, like you can tell me, obviously, speak on it. Like, did you just forget after a couple of days that there were cameras there?
I think I probably forgot day one.
Day one, you're like, I don't remember where I am.
Second day probably, like once we've cut, you come down from the whole launch night excitement and you're just living in a house with these people. Because I knew for me, like I was very aware I would forget about cameras very quickly because I wasn't someone who like had a strategy, had a great game plan, anything like this.
Yeah.
I was going in there being like, okay, I'm just like this everyday person who's going to have this fun experience.
Yeah.
So like I wasn't like really looking at the cameras or I wasn't thinking about the cameras, and I would actually need to remind myself a little bit, like remember you are on camera. There's also like a limit as well. There is a limit of, okay, I am sharing everything, but also like that you do know that like people are gonna see all of this. So it is really,
but you almost can't avoid it. And that's the thing, if you're saying something that turns out to be maybe not worded correctly or something like that, it could be perceived as not great. You don't realize in that moment when you're talking that's how it's going to be taken. And that's what, like when I had Tahan on, that's what we were talking about, because that whole pretty privilege thing I think was a little bit misunderstood because of the way certain things were worded. And it wasn't like, I don't think like Holly necessarily meant it in that way, like pretty privilege doesn't exist. Because I think she knows it exists to a certain extent. Because I don't know, I just come from the acting world where I'm like, yes, there's people that definitely have doors open easily, but I also have friends that are stunning, but if people don't see them working hard, they don't just get that in.
I can't speak on it because of with Holly and how she
like,
feels.
do you know what I mean? Like, I think the way
I know
it was
what you're
worded,
saying.
like,
but the way
it was probably like.
But I agree with that.
Crazy.
Like, with how you word things in the house, like you don't know what people are going to
Yeah.
see, the full context of a conversation.
Exactly.
And even with me, I felt like with my sexuality, for instance, like, you know,
That was
there
so
a
funny,
whole-
by the way, when you were like, I think I'm lesbian. I don't know.
But that's the thing. I went in there with
But
like,
that's so relatable because how are you going to really know?
right, but no, but
Like-
it wasn't that though. It wasn't even just that. It was the fact that like I never said like I was bisexual yet. Like, well,
Yeah.
it came out like that because I was asked by, it was either in that room, Jane.
I've got
or
so
Bruce,
much on that.
like-
I have so.
should we get back to that?
I have so many opinions on. I have so many opinions on one moment in particular.
Okay,
Because
I'd like to hear.
still-
Okay, you
it still
lead
kills me to this day because I hate it. But dating.
this. Okay.
When you said that you were in that BB Eats thing, when you
Yes,
said
okay.
that, I don't
Let's
remember
address
word
it.
for word what it was. Don't quote me because I don't remember what you like word for word what you said. That was such a real moment that I think like so many people would have been like, so
Relatable.
true.
Well, that's the thing. I will say, I went in that house with going in there no labels because I had identified as a lesbian when I was 18 and for the last couple of years. But then going on the show, I was honest with producers. I said, you know, where I'm at right now is that I don't have labels. I will say I identify under the queer umbrella because I think that's a
Yeah.
beautiful word. I identify
too.
with being in the queer community. So that's what I will say. But what I loved is they didn't try and typecast me. They loved
Yeah.
that I couldn't be put into a box. And then I was asked like, you know, are you bisexual from Jane? And I said, I'm bisexual in terms of I was just trying to make, I was just trying to get people to make sense of it. I just meant
Yeah.
in the way of like, yes, I want to explore things with men and women, but where I'm at right now today is that, yeah, I identify with queer, but that could mean men, women, non-binary people.
Yeah.
I'm a lover of people. And
You're just literally like you're not really specific to one gender. You're whoever. You're
Yes.
your personality,
Yeah.
which I think is like demisexual. I think I'm not sure.
I don't know, like
because
pansexual, but-
bisexual's like men
yes.
or women. And
well,
then,
I'm saying it's a person and I'm very someone who goes off like energy and emotion and I'm still figuring it out. You know, I've never been in a relationship. I don't have much experience when it comes
and you
to
wouldn't.
it.
That's the thing. Like
Yeah,
you've never been.
so-
Yes, you have. You know, like what you like, and
Yeah.
you know, like if you'd be comfortable dating like non-binary or another woman, whatever
Yeah.
it is, but you don't actually know
I
who
don't
you will
know.
connect with until
Exactly,
you
'cause
experience
Because
that.
it's about this specific person, right? For me. So like if I lined up, say, all the people I've liked, had a crush on, gone on dates with, they don't look alike, or
Yeah.
there's not a lot too much in common because
too,
because it really is okay how I'm feeling in that moment about that person.
Yeah, and how they connect with you, how they converse with
Yes.
you. It's a lot more than just what they look like physically.
I'm not a a very superficial person. I very much go on like, okay, this is how that person is making me feel.
Yeah.
And how do I feel around him, or they,
What's your zodiac sign?
Cancer.
Same.
Oh,
Stop.
are you?
Yeah.
What
I'm
a sign.
where are the cancers?
Yes.
Like that's literally
Maybe I need to
my
find
vibe.
another Cancer. I don't know.
I
if
don't
that-
know if that matches,
I don't-
but I'm
I
not
don't
sure.
think so, 'cause-
That's too emotional.
No, that's what I'm
I think
thinking.
we'd both be crying.
Right?
Like,
I've
if you were
realized
like-
though, what I do want to find is someone that brings like this calmness.
Yeah.
Because I am quite so high energy and extroverted and very like on the go. I want to feel like relaxed with a person and like very, and I do have my moments, but I just mean they're
Someone
a kind of
who's gonna,
person
like, calm you.
grounding. And what
Ground
Bruce has
you,
told me is that I need to find my rock to my star, and I'll explain it to you. This is the best piece of advice Bruce has given me about finding the love of my life.
I love
And
that.
I believe his theory because I'll tell you what it is. So
Tell me.
a star is this big ball of burning energy, right? And then the rock is the person that can stabilize that star, is that steadiness.
I love that.
And that's what I need to find, because I find that with my parents. Like my mum is a star, my dad is a rock.
Yeah.
With my brother and his husband, like my brother's the star, his husband's a rock. And those are the relationships I really look up to in my life. So I'm just like, Bruce is onto something.
Bruce is like the
Yes.
love maker, the love matcher.
He's a Cupid in disguise. So I am on the lookout for my rock. For sure.
Yes. No, but
Yeah.
how's the DMs? Are they
my God.
are they popping off? Because I feel like
Oh, gosh.
after that treatment that you got from with saying that you had a crush on Ed, I was like, this is crazy. But one of the scenes I was like, I don't like this.
Okay,
It was
tell
like,
me.
let me flash back if I can fully remember it. But it was Jane and Ed were like joined together.
Yes, with the chain together. The beanbag conversation.
I think it was when you admitted it that you had a crush on him. They were like
finally
on the
came
beanbag,
clean.
maybe?
Yeah.
Were they on the
Yeah.
beanbag? And
on the
Jane's
beanbag.
reaction I did not like. She was like, he's not interested in you. And I was like, I didn't like
You know
that.
what?
I
She
thought
was
it
giving me a
harsh.
home truth. Home truth.
Do you think
'cause-
though?
Yeah.
Did you take it like that? Because I was like, oh my God, that's so full on. I understand you got to be honest, but I was like, I don't know. It felt like so confronting.
It's it can be really brutal to obviously hear that someone doesn't reciprocate the feelings.
Yeah.
But we were also in such a close environment that I think it's you get really caught up, and I think Jane was giving me that reminder of he's not interested. He's told you outright.
Yeah.
But I think with me, I always, regardless if that person feels the same way, I need to get my feelings out.
Yeah.
And that was really helpful conversation for me to have, of being like, I'm experiencing this attraction.
I just need to say it.
I just need to say this because it was, I will say it was a big deal for me, being so open about my unrequited crush, because and that's going back to that conversation in the BB Eats room of like, I don't think I was really attracted to men, and then I this smell, the pheromones got to my head, and that is a real.
That's what you said, because I was like, it was such a good line.
And that's
I
the
was
real
like,
thing for me. For like growing up, or like even throughout my 20s, I felt like, like men are attractive, but I haven't felt like a very strong attraction to them because of the smell. I'm just like, I don't know if I like the smell.
I've questioned it in times, and I've questioned it too so many times. But you don't know. That's the thing. 'Cause, like I've had, like if I think back to my primary school days, like I've had crushes on like boys, and would hate, like if, like not hate, but like would be sad if I didn't get attention from boys and stuff. So I know there's like there is something there. There's attraction there to men. Yeah. But I also know that I've had crushes on girls too. So it's like, it's hard. It's like you don't know until you've been in a long-term relationship. And I haven't been in a long-term relationship. So it's like, I don't know. Like, I'm just going to explore the personalities of it all, not like just the gender.
And that's what a massive thing from the show I've taken away from, is that my sexuality is so complex. Like it can be an emotional connection, it can be a romantic connection, it can be a physical connection. I just have to go with however I feel, you know? And in that moment I was like, this man smells really good. and
like the aftershave is just gonna get you. I mean, why not?
He said he's like super into cologne. So like,
but he's also never been in a long-term relationship as well, so maybe he doesn't know.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know, but like it's a thing of like his cologne game was strong, and I fell for it, and then
why not?
Yeah, it's fine.
We're friends.
Big brother house. Yeah, we're friends now, so it's all good.
Yeah, because I do hate that people ask you questions about it 24/7 though. Like, is that the most asked question you get?
It comes from like a place of curiosity.
Yeah.
And like so I get it. So it's
you're just like, I opened the gates.
I opened the can of worms. Yeah.
But like, I mean, did it feel like it was a full-on topic in the house? Like that with whole Ed and you thing? Like, were people constantly talking about it?
I think, to be honest, I probably talked about it too much. I probably brought it up. Because like, I think as well, like, it was like a proximity crush.
Yeah.
When you're with someone,
which can totally happen.
So, constantly. So I think as well, like I will say I'm someone who has fallen for friends before. Like I catch feelings for friends.
No, that's totally possible though.
Yeah, but I think it's just like, you can really get.
But do you tell them?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, okay, I'll be honest, like a couple weeks before the show, I had opened up to a longtime friend that I had feelings for him. Yeah.
That's hard. That's so
and it
hard.
wasn't reciprocal, but we're still friends. That's what I really respect about Ed and the friend that I have, is that even with, opening up to someone and saying, this is the feelings I'm having, they're able to sit with that and just be mature about it and be like, well, this is, I still want to be your friend.
Yeah.
So I really appreciate, them having like patience of like, I'm just going to move through these feelings. And where we're at now, I will say, Ed and I are good friends. I think like even in the house we were good friends.
Yeah.
I think, I had a lot of conversations with him. He had a lot of conversations with me, and we were able to just be like, talk about normal things about like our family and friends and like how we're feeling today.
Because people forget that it's like a full-on 24/7 show. Like the show doesn't stop. It's 24/7, which means you have to be talking, communicating, being with these people for 24/7. You can't just go into the room and shut yourself out. And
what I will say on the whole, like kind of unrequited crushes or having feelings for friends, I think ruin the friendship, ruin the friendship, because actually for the right people it won't ruin the friendship.
I think so.
You'd rather just be honest
then go through like this whole thing on your own.
Exactly. And then obviously
freak out.
And then you can just move on from it too. I think like if you're not honest with your feelings, right, then you're just like dwelling.
Yeah.
And then you'll never know your answer. So I'd rather have my answer than be like, okay.
I love that.
Yeah.
What's one thing that you learnt about yourself and other people from Big Brother?
Oh my God. So much. I think being able to like I'm someone, right, I don't really like think too much before I talk. I just I word vomit. So like being able to like sit with like a pause and that silence and being like, okay, what do I think about this? I think is really helpful. Like I don't have to have the answers straight away. I can get back to people.
Yeah.
For me, it's like having more self-belief and that confidence of being like, you're not for everyone, you're not everyone's cup of tea, but it doesn't mean that you need to change yourself. It just means that, you kind of just need to have just more love for yourself and more grace and be kinder, for sure. Because I think I beat myself up a lot of times being like, okay, so if this is how I'm being perceived, is this something I need to change? And it's like, no, it's just that you need to surround yourself with the people who do get you and like lift you up. So that's been really important. Yeah.
And what about like other people? Did you learn anything?
Oh, for sure. I had so much great advice from everyone, I think. And I think, with a lot to do with dating too, because that is something that I'm still, we're all navigating the dating scene. And, Holly was telling me in the house, just go to events that you really like, all the places, things that you enjoy, go do those things.
Yeah, and you could probably like do so much more now with the platform and meet people like at these influencer events and stuff. You don't know. Like, do you know what I mean? Like you have a whole new life now in the sense with the platform and stuff, and like you'd probably be exposed to so many people that you just wouldn't normally.
Well, I need to broaden my horizons, right, with like who I surround myself with, because I will say, like, as well, a big thing going on the show, like, I would say, like, I don't have a lot of like close male friends, so it was a very new thing for me being in close proximity with all these men and interact, like, of course, like I work at Bunnings, right? So I like interact with a lot of like tradies and co-workers and stuff. But I just mean that outside of that, like I only interact with my sort of like my friends' boyfriends. Yeah. So it's very different. So like having these newfound friendships with these men, I'm just like, it's great. Yeah. And like I think I just need to be able to meet some more men that are potential.
Well, you went on the speed dating thing. I saw that.
Yes, I went speed dating.
That's confident. I love that.
Yes. I will say that I did have a match, but I've heard this from my mum and so many people. You need to attract, not chase. And so I didn't follow up with this guy.
Iconic. Yeah. Well, if they're not going to chase, you're not doing that, girl. Yeah. You're just like unmatched.
Right. But I will say navigating the dating scene post-show has been a bit And I think maybe this is probably separate from the show. It's just hard to navigate. But I'm finding that as soon as people find my Instagram, they want to ghost. I think they get really intimidated. I think it's intimidating.
Nah, they're just...
What do you think it is? What's scaring them off?
I don't think anything. I think they're just like, maybe they just can't handle that you're a powerful woman.
Maybe it is.
And that's them. That's on them. But let them. Mel Robbins, let them, honestly. Let them be that.
What I think I'm trying to find the most is that I want to have this kind of like a certainty with someone that they're like, yeah, that's the girl I want to go after, and that interest and being desired.
You need that. You need that like same energy back.
Right.
Then like when you like if you're on a dating app or whatever, or you meet someone in person, if they don't plan a date first, no.
It's not even that though. It's just like
or they don't want to put effort into that.
Yeah.
Or talking.
What I've realized as well, like, you know, it's an insane thing to be picked out of so many people to do a show, yeah? So I just think I need someone who sees that same sort of like essence in me of like, this girl's like doesn't come around every day. Like she's got something special. And that's something I want to keep in my life. That's what I'm looking for.
You definitely, if you keep that energy, you'll attract that energy.
Right? I hope so.
It's just about finding that person. That meets that energy.
I hope so. We'll see. Hopefully
you will.
Otherwise I'm considering going on a dating show at some point. Would be amazing.
Well, if you go on Maths, please give me the like exclusive interview.
Oh my God. I will say, you know, if I went on Maths, right, that is a really cool environment because it's like I'm trading the Big Brother house for the Maths house.
Oh, and that's an apartment for 3 months.
And I think like what I have said, like what I will say is I am someone who develops feelings quite quickly. Yeah. So I think it would be.
You just give like you'd be. I feel like you'd be a good fit,
right? And like, you know what? Why not jump from having no relationship into a marriage? That's pretty
honestly,
cool.
and there's so many people on there that do that.
Right?
They jump from no relationship to like full on that.
I think I would love married life. So here's
totally
manifesting.
This is like your pitch.
Yeah, I will say I will. So if there's a maths
producer listening,
please,
we want on.
Please get me on.
I don't know if I want on. Don't include me. I'm not sure if I want on, but like we're in thinking about it. Yeah. I have like started an application once and then like paused it and never went back.
Please
because I was just like too scared.
No,
but I want to be on Big Brother.
Year,
this is my pitch.
How about we make a pact that the next season, so that next year,
imagine we both got on it.
Right,
that would be funny.
We should both go
like
on.
Fancy seeing you here.
Yes, I reckon
that's
we should
what
just
I'd always be like. Were you ever like when you applied for Big Brother? Were you concerned that you may have ended up with someone like on Big Brother that you knew and you kind of had to like?
Oh my God! To be honest, I thought I have. You know, I will say I have quite a close circle.
Yeah.
I will say I didn't think I would end up with anyone I knew. I was like, no, surely not.
Oh no.
But I think.
But even if you know someone, but like maybe from school or something, and that you haven't had, like, do you reckon you that? If that happened to you, you could like play it off as like not knowing
I wouldn't be
them?
able to play it off. No. For sure, no.
Because I was like, imagine that happened and then like you knew them, then the housemates are going to be like, oh, they can form an easy alliance or something.
Yeah. No, I can't lie to save my life. I'm the
I don't think
worst.
I'd be able to do that either.
See, I can do pretend phone calls. I can do that funny imagination stuff. Yeah. But I can't lie. So like I would not be able to hide.
I would love to do it like if it was like a mission and I knew the person was coming in with me. But we had to pretend that we didn't know each other because they've done that a few times in like previous Big Brother seasons. That would be fun.
But I think I love the idea that it was a group of strangers and just going off, okay.
Yeah, true.
Like purely on vibes, like how do we connect right now?
And I think you guys did vibe. I think
really
you all did vibe. It was more the fact that you're in a house 24/7.
Yeah, so there's heated moments. We're a family. We're a dysfunctional family, you know. Like we're such a wild bunch, but I feel like I got along. I connected with everyone in that house. Yeah. You know, and like post-show as well, I feel a deeper connection for them and I feel like this protectiveness over everyone because I'm just like, we were in this experience together. We're the only ones that can truly fathom all of it. And I just think like yeah, I'm just in everyone's corner and I just want to see everyone do well and, you know, just live their best life, really.
Amazing. Well, the last thing that I try to do on the podcast, haven't done in a while actually, which I need to get back into it. But I try to get my guests to raise awareness.
Yeah.
Something that's important to them. Can be anything.
I'd
big,
actually
small,
like to shift. Might be a shift in energy, because I know we've talked about a lot of fun things. So it is a bit more of a serious. I hope you don't mind me opening up about it. But a couple weeks before the show, my brother-in-law, he lost his brother to suicide. He had taken his own life. Trigger warning. We're going to talk about suicide. And, you know, because I was getting ready for the show, I felt like it was very hard for me to like support him in that grief. But he felt like I did do that, but also I had so much going on. Yeah. So it's not something I really like processed. And I think I would like to just say, like, I feel like there should be, more awareness about, you know, suicide prevention and mental health, honestly. Like, you never know what's going on underneath. Yeah. I know I can love to speak on my own experiences about mental health. Like, I think when people see me, they're like, oh my God, she's so happy. She must be so happy all the time. And it's like, we all have so much going on. Literally. Right? So there's been times in my life, you know, low points where I've struggled with anxiety and depression. And I will say, that just check on people that you love. You know, even the happiest people, they've got their struggles. Yeah. And just learning just to be kind to everyone. You know, I find that, like, say even in retail, people like you get your Karens, right? And it's like
you get your Karens.
Yeah, or like trolls online.
Yeah, and that's the worst thing, these trolls.
But
as well.
I think I have a lot of empathy for them too, because I'm just like, what's going on in your life that makes you say this? So I
like
think
what's hurt you? If you say that back, they don't know how to handle it. Like,
right? So I just think it's just like making sure, like, are you asking people, like, are you okay? How are you feeling today? Yeah. What's been going on? Because I think it's easy to get caught up in social media too. Like, of course, we're going to share all the good stuff, but like, we don't see the other side.
See the other side.
Because, you know, people don't see as well, like, straight away when I got off the show, right? You know, of course, you know, you get producers, like, you can finally contact your family. So I was told, you know, you can call your mum. She's got something that she wants to tell you. And I straight away was like, there's been a death in the family. Because I will say, throughout last year, every time I would travel, there would be a close, my immediate family, a close relative friend or relative.
Surely they would have told you that if it was it a death in the family?
It was my mum's mum, like my grandma.
She passed away.
Yeah, she passed away.
But they didn't they can't tell you that.
They can, but my mum chose to keep it from me, because I will say, and I think that's the South Asian mum in her, that she wants to protect me. She doesn't want me to be worried about her.
Very hard. I feel like my mum will do that
but
too.
I think that she had a really hard week where, like, of course, like, your family are always concerned, you know, watching you on a show and the live stream, and then she's experiencing this death, you know, and she had a very complicated relationship with her mum, and I had met her mum like a couple of times when I've been in Sri Lanka, and I didn't have extremely close relationship. But I think it's that, what I've realized is that secondhand grief is still really real, you know.
100%, because you're grieving for someone maybe that you didn't know that well, but they're still your blood, they're still your family. Exactly. So you have that, like, you have that sense, like, that heartache of like losing that person, regardless of how well you knew them.
Like, grieving for like the relationship you wish.
Yeah, we literally grieve for like celebrities that pass away. We don't even know them. Like, do you know what I mean? So it's like that human nature.
And I think that's one thing I'm still processing, is that I'm still processing the show, my feelings, but also like so much like grief and loss in my family of like so close together with the show of like right before and right after. So I think it's like, yeah, my message to people is like, just be kind. Be aware that people, you don't know the full story of what someone's going through.
Exactly.
And as well, I will say that I love to, the way I get through things is with my humor and my joy, and I just want to spread that.
Yeah.
So that's why, that's what you might see a lot of the time. But just remember too, like we're all going through something.
100%.
Yeah.
There's so many people that are going through so much behind the scenes. What you see on reality TV, how you meet someone doesn't represent how they are every day in everyday life.
And that's something I want to open up more about is having that mental health awareness.
No, that's a perfect topic. I feel like so many people come with that, but it's so important, and it has so many different people have so many different experiences with mental health and how they got to certain places that they are now, and where they were, 6 months, a year ago, whatever. They just share their journeys.
Right.
With it.
And I think that's an important aspect with me doing youth work. A lot of it is centered on that mental health area. And I think that's why I've got into youth work, because I had a lot of mental health struggles in high school. And then now I've had to really learn to build up that resilience and those, those positive thought patterns, but also like sitting with the uncomfortable feelings and like working through them and processing. So that's something, I want to advocate more on. Yeah.
Amazing. Thanks for coming on.
Thank you so much for having me on here. So it's been like the best time.
Really? Oh my God, thank you. It was
I love
such
a good yap
chat.
session.
I know, it was such a good convo though.
Yeah.
I loved
Thank
it.
you so much for like
coming.
giving me this space.
Of course.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.